Scorpio, what has been overwhelming starts to feel controllable again. But here's the thing, it doesn't feel controllable yet. Not at the start of April. At the start of April, it feels like it's eating you alive. You've been carrying something, stress or worry, or maybe dread, and nobody around you knows how heavy it actually is. You've made sure of that. So here's the Nine of Swords. Your trap this month is the weight you've been holding in silence and the story you've been telling yourself about why you have to. Welcome to the Hidden Gate Tarot. So let's talk about what this card actually shows. It's a figure sitting in the bed, head in their hands, swords hanging on the wall behind them. The swords aren't falling, nobody is attacking, the threat is internal. The suffering is real, but it's happening between your ears. And for Scorpio, that's the most dangerous kind because you're brilliant at hiding it. You don't crumble in front of people. You don't ask for help. You absorb the weight and process it alone. In the dark, at 2 a.m., running the same scenarios over and over. Now here's why April makes this worse before it gets better. Early April is flooded with Aries energy. Initiation, action, boldness. Everyone around you is charging forward, making moves, starting things, and you're stuck in a loop. You're watching other people act while your brain is still replaying the thing that went wrong 3 weeks ago, or the thing that might go wrong next month. The Nine of Swords doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're been strong for too long without release. You've been managing everything internally. That's finances and relationships, work stress, maybe health concerns, and the weight hasn't decreased. It's compounded, and the trap isn't the worry itself. The trap is the belief that carrying it silently is the same as handling it. It's not. Carrying isn't solving. Enduring isn't processing. You've confused suffering with strength, and April is going to challenge that directly. And here's strength. And I need you to look at what this card is actually depicting, because it's not what most people assume. There's no battle, no weapon, no armor. It's a figure gently holding a lion's mouth open, not forcing it, not wrestling it into submission, holding it with patience, with presence, with calm authority. The infinity symbol floats above their head. This isn't a moment of power. It's an ongoing practice. This is your interface, the mechanism April uses to process that Nine of Swords anxiety. And it does not look like what Scorpio typically expects. You're used to transformation through intensity. Scorpio processes through depth, through crisis, through burning things down and rising from the ash. That's your comfort zone, paradoxically. You know how to survive the dramatic. Strength says,
that's not what's required here.
What's required is gentleness toward yourself, toward the fear. Instead of sitting with those swords at 2 a.m. and white-knuckling through it, strength says,
name the fear, say it out loud, write it down, tell someone.
Not because it fixes anything immediately, but because the act of facing it gently breaks the Nine of Swords' entire mechanism. The Nine of Swords runs on silence and repetition. And the moment you externalize it, speak it, write it, admit it, the loop breaks. And the timing matters. Around mid-April, as we shift from that aggressive Aries energy into the slower, more grounded Taurus season, there's a natural deceleration. The world stops demanding you charge forward and starts asking you to settle in. That transition is where strength does its work. The pace slows enough for you to finally face what you've been running mental circles around. But facing it isn't the end. There's something specific April wants you to build. It's the King of Pentacles. This is your key. And for Scorpio, this card is almost shockingly practical. Look at him. He's seated, comfortable, not anxious, not scheming, not scanning for threats. He's in a garden surrounded by abundance, holding a gold coin like it's nothing, not clutching it, resting it in his hand. He's built something stable, and he knows it's stable, and that knowledge is what gives him peace. This is the antidote for the Nine of Swords. Not a revelation, not a catharsis, not a dramatic breakthrough structure. When the worrying starts spiraling, what are your finances actually doing? Not what they feel like. What are the numbers? When the anxiety says everything is falling apart, what does your actual schedule look like? What have you actually committed to? What's genuinely at risk versus what your brain has inflated at 3 a.m.? The King of Pentacles doesn't eliminate fear by being fearless. He eliminates fear by being organized. He knows what he has. He knows what he owes. He knows what's coming. And because he's built systems, routines and budgets and structures and habits, the unknown has less space to terrorize him. April's new moon is your window. Use it. Not for vague intentions, for concrete ones. What's one routine you can lock in? What's one financial reality you can face with actual numbers instead of dread? What's one area of your life where you can replace worry about it with managing it? Because here's what the King of Pentacles knows that the Nine of Swords doesn't. Most of what you're afraid of becomes manageable the moment you stop imagining it and start measuring it. That's the shift. From carrying the weight in your head to putting it down on paper, on a calendar, on a spreadsheet, on a plan. The weight doesn't disappear. It gets distributed. It gets organized. And then, genuinely, it lifts. So here's your April, Scorpio. You walk in carrying worry that no one sees, the Nine of Swords, suffering in silence, mistaking endurance for strength. Strength itself shows up and says,
Face it gently, name it, stop the silent loop.
And the King of Pentacles hands you the actual tool. Not a feeling, not a breakthrough, but a system. Structure your world. Stabilize what you can control and watch the overwhelm lose its grip. The weight lifts, not because the problems vanish, but because you finally stop holding them alone in the dark with no plan. So, if that landed, subscribe. This is how every reading works here. The trap, the interface, and the key. And I break down what each sign is facing using the trap, interface, and key system. Hit the bell so you don't miss yours.